Jai Shri Gurudev. Our next lecturer video is on DME 2 Module 3 Design of Belts, Wire Ropes and Chain Drive. First, we should know about what do you mean by drives. So, drives are nothing but the arrangement of parts in such a way that can transfer a mechanical power which is obtained from the prime mover to a machineries. Right, those are called as the drives. Drives are is intermediate mechanism which transfer mechanical power from where the power is generated, mechanical power is generated, and it transmit to the where it is required. Those intermediate mechanism is called as drives. Right, the power is transmitted from prime movers to a machinery by means of intermediate mechanism called drives. See that here is the intermediate mechanism arrangement of parts in such a way that it transmits the power from the prime movers. Prime movers are nothing but where the mechanical power is originated. The device which is used to originate the mechanical power, those are called as prime mover. Once the mechanical power is generated, they transmit to the where it is required machineries. With the help of the mechanism, intermediate parts are arranged in such a way that transmit the mechanical power where it is generated to where it is utilized. That intermediate mechanism called as drives. Some of the example, first I will take IC engines, internal combustion engine. There we can generate the power, mechanical power obtained from chemical energy into heat energy, from the heat energy into the piston, which the heat is the pressure which is applied on the piston, that you get the movement of the piston connecting rod, you get mechanical power from where it is utilized to rear engines or camshafts. There with the help of the mechanism what we use intermediate called as drives. Similarly, go for take best another example, bicycle or motorcycle, military tanks or Hitachi. In the bicycle, so where we apply the pressure, the force with the help of legs on the sprocket, that is a driving sprocket. There's a pedaling applied on the sprocket, and where it is the power, mechanical power utilized here, rear wheel of the rear wheel sprocket or rear wheel. How? With the help of drive called as a chain drive. Similarly, for motorcycle also we use the gear shafts and the chain drive. Right. Similarly, in machineries, take lathe machines, the mechanical power is originated from the motor, electric motors, they're called prime movers, where it is utilized here to rotate the headstock spindle. With the help of which mechanism we use here, the drive is a belt drive. The stepped cone pulley and the belt drive is used to transmit the power, mechanical power from electrical motors to the headstock spindle. Similarly, for other machines also, drilling machine, planer machines, etc. Even in elevators, cranes, opening and closing of railway gates, they also use mechanism is called as the drive is called as rope drive. Right, these are some of the examples of the drives which are used to transfer the mechanical power from where it is originated to where it is utilized. Right, there are different types of drives are there. One is belt drives, chain drive and gear drives. Gear drives already we discussed. Now we will go in the module 4 and in module 3 and in module 4. Right, okay, module 3 and 4. Sorry, this is module number 2. Make it correction to make it correction of module 2. Module 3 and 4 will discuss about gear drives, right? Design of gears. Now we will go for discuss about belt drive and chain drive. In that, first we will discuss about belt drives and belts. Now what are belt drives? The belt drives are this is a power, mechanical power transmission devices. It transmits the power from one shaft to another shaft with the help of pulleys and the belt which is wrapped over the belt which is wrapped over the pulleys. The pulleys are mounted on the shaft with the help of keys. Right? How do it transmit the power? Due to frictional grip between the belt and the pulley, it transmits the power from the driver to the driven. Those are called as a belt drives. right? Yeah, then we go for first definition, then construction. The belt drive consists of two shafts. The shaft which is mainly the power is to be transmitted, that is called as the driver shaft, where the power is to be received. The shaft which is power is to be received, that is called as driven shaft. A pulley which is mounted on the driver shaft is called driver pulley. A pulley which is mounted on the driven shaft with the help of keys is called as driven pulley. The belt which is wrapped over the pulleys. This is a construction of the belt drive, right? Then how it works, the working principle. Initially the belt is wrapped over the two pulleys. It has initial tension. That initial tension in the belt is called as T naught. Throughout this length of the belt, the initial tension is same. Okay. Then when the driver rotates clockwise, and driver shaft rotates, driver pulley rotates clockwise, the belt which receives, the belt which is pulled below this, the driver pulley, you can see that this is a belt, the lower portion of the belt which will pull this driven pulley with the tension is higher than the initial tension. That tension, that side is called the tight side. And another, once it is wrapped over here, it transmit the power. It will take the belt which receive the power from driver pulley to the belt with the help of the frictional grip between that. Then it release this here in this above the side. That what happens, the tension in the belt is less than the initial tension of the belt. That is, that side is called as slack side. The tension is called as slack side tension. Tight side tension is called as tension in tight side. Now the belt which is wrapped over the driver pulley, then is now on this side what happens, that belt will pull this driver, is a driven pulley, right? That's called as the tension is higher, is the tight side, and another one is slack side. Then how it transmit the power? Due to frictional grip between the pulley and the belt, it transmit the power. Here friction is very important, right? This is how the here once the driver shaft is rotated, the driver pulley is rotated. When belt receives the power from the driver pulley and it moves and it wrap over the driven pulley, transmit the power from the belt to the pulley here. This is how the belt will transmit the power from driver to the driven. Application: generally belt drives are used in floor mills where the distance between the two shafts is more or mediate. Then there we use, there is a floor mills, and you can see then radiator fans, and in lathe machines, milling, in lathe and drilling and planer machines, you can see the belt drives, right? Limitations: what are the limitations in the belt drive? Due to the increase in tension and decrease in tension, here what happens, the belt undergoes expansion, here the belt undergoes contraction. There may be increase in the length in the belt. That occurs, what happens, there is a slip occurred between the belt and the pulley. Slip means the belt moves without carrying the pulley, or when pulley moves without carrying the belt, that is called as a slip. And also creep is also occurred. These are the limitations and the belt. And exact velocity ratio, the speed of driver to the speed of driven, that exact velocity ratio will not transmit here in the belt drive. That is a limitation of belt drive. In that belt drive, again the belts are further classified into based on the shape of the cross section of the belt. If it is rectangular cross section, then it is called as a flat belt drive. If it is trapezoidal cross section, trapezoidal shape, a V shape, that is called as a V belt drive. If it is circular cross section, it is called as rope or circular belt drive. In that, again flat belt drives are further classified into open belt drive, other one is cross belt drive. Open belt drive means here the driver rotates clockwise, driven also rotates in the same direction. The clockwise means then it is called open belt drive. Cross belt drive means if driver rotates clockwise, driven pulley is rotated counterclockwise, then it is called as a cross belt drive. Now we will discuss first one, the design of flat belt drive. Later we will go for the V belt and rope drive. Yes, first we will go for design of flat belt drive. Yes, what are flat belt drives? Flat belt drives are nothing but again the type belt which having what type of cross section is a rectangular cross section. It has breadth and the thickness is a rectangular. So this is called as a flat belt drive. Right? In the further classified flat belt drive, one is a open belt drive, other one is cross belt drive. In the open belt drive, see that is consider any the pulleys, two pulleys rotate in the same direction. So the larger pulley rotate in clockwise, the smaller pulley also rotate in clockwise. There is the same rotation of the pulleys in that called as open belt drive. If you cross belt drive, see here the larger one pulley is rotating clockwise, another pulley is rotating counterclockwise. That is cross belt drive. This arrangement of belt like this is a cross belt drive. You can see in the planar machine both the type of belt drive. Right, you can in the data handbook you can see the figure number 21.1. Here you can see these two sketches. Right, yeah, this is called flat belt drive. Yes, design of flat belt drive. See, so what is meant by design of drive? It is an iterative process of assigning the specifications of flat belt drive to withstand load or to do its function. That is called flat design of machine element. Right, here the what are machine element here? Flat belt drive. What are the specifications of flat belt drive? As you know, specifications are one is shape, size, material composition and arrangement of parts. Here what is the shape of the belt and the pulley? Belt having is a what shape it is? In the flat belt drive it is rectangular shape having the breadth and thickness, width and thickness. The pulley, generally pulleys are in circular cross section. Then what is the size of the belt and pulley? Size of the belt means what is the width, thickness and length. Pulleys, the diameters, the larger diameter is capital D, smaller diameter is small d. The metal composition, the flat belt are usually made up of leather, fabric, rubber, canvas, rubberized fabric and synthetic material. Usually we use flat belt as a fabric only. Then pulleys are made up of, it may be cast iron or mild steel. Now how the parts are arranged here? One is parts are arranged in depend upon the driven shaft, the direction of the driven shaft compared to the driver shaft, the open belt drive or cross belt drive. Now what are the loads acting on the belt drive? Belt, one is initial tension is T0, the second one is tension on the tight side T1, tension on slack side T2, and one more tension is called centrifugal tension. What do you mean by centrifugal tension? As you know, the frictional grip between the belt and the pulley when driver rotates, a force which acts radially outward. The force which acts radially outward, that force is called centrifugal force. Here, due to the rotation of the pulley, the force which is acting on the belt radially outward, that force is called as centrifugal force. Here, tension on the belt is called as centrifugal tension on the both the driver and driven pulley also. That's called as here centrifugal tension is T suffix C. Right, these are the design of flat belt drive. And next what are the design procedure of flat belt drive? Before going to design procedure, we should know the notations. In this, see that it may be either open belt drive or cross belt drive. You can see what are the notations are used. So center distance between the two shafts is C. Right, one is larger pulley, another one is smaller pulley, a belt which is wrapped over those two pulleys. The smaller pulley is notation as 1, larger pulley is notated as 2. The diameter of the smaller pulley is small d, the speed at which smaller pulley rotates is n1. The diameter of larger pulley is capital D, then speed at which the larger pulley rotates is n2. We don't know which one is the driver and which one is driven pulley. We call it as in general called as smaller pulley and larger pulley. Based on the problem, we'll consider which pulley is driver and which pulley is driven. Now what type of belt drive it is? Flat belt drive. This is a when you pass an carburetor cutting plane here, it shows a rectangular cross section. Right, similarly for cross belt drive also. And one of the T1 is a tension in the slide. When you rotate the shafts or the pulleys in clockwise direction, the lower side is tension is a higher tension in compared to the initial tension. There is a slack side tension T1, sorry, tight side tension is T1, slack side tension is T2, and theta L is the angle of contact between the belt and the larger pulley. Theta S is the angle of contact between the belt and the smaller pulley. Similarly for cross belt drive also. Right, what are the notations we use? The first notation is let A or B is called as the width of the belt, Here dimensions, all dimensions are in millimeter only, force is in Newton. C is the center distance between the two shafts. D, small d is the diameter of smaller pulley. Capital D, diameter of larger pulley. G is acceleration due to gravity, that equals 9.81 meter per second square, that you convert into millimeter per second square. Now K is a constant, it is a ratio of this capacity, power of mu theta minus 1 divided by 8 power of mu theta. Then L is the length of the belt. M is mass per unit length of belt in kg per millimeter. As you know, the density of the material is mass density is mass per unit volume. So volume is nothing but A into L. Then what is A? The area of the belt is B into T. Then I need mass per unit length. M by L is equal to rho into B into T. That is kg per meter or millimeter we use. Then N1 is speed of smaller pulley in RPM, N2 speed of larger pulley. Now either we use capital N or P for power transmitted in kilowatts. If we neglect the centrifugal tension, power, what is the general formula for power is equal to force into velocity. Is the work done by time, then your work done is equal to force into distance. The distance by time is called as velocity, and force into velocity. Here effective force is the difference in tension in the belt is a T1 and T1 minus T2 into velocity is V. Right? Now that is the power formula, T1 minus T2 into V divided by 1000. If you neglect the centrifugal tension, that you can express in terms of K, that is this formula, that is the equation number 21.2 by neglecting centrifugal tension. If you consider centrifugal tension into account, then instead of T2, TC will come here, and kV, T1 minus TC into kV divided by 1000 in kilowatt, 21.4A. Let T is the thickness of belt. Assume the thickness is not given, is a 10 mm. V is the velocity of the belt. As you know that the linear velocity of the belt is equal to circumferential velocity of the smaller pulley, that is equal to circumferential velocity speed of larger pulley. As you know, the circumferential speed of smaller pulley is pi dn by 60,000 in general formula, where d is considered as in millimeter, that's why divided by 1000 comes to meter per second. Next, W is nothing but specific weight of belt material. Generally the belt, here flat belt, we use the leather, 10 into 10 raised to the power of minus 6 Newton per millimeter cube. If the data is not given, use this data. Specific weight. What is specific weight? Weight per unit volume. Weight is nothing but mass into acceleration. Volume is nothing but area into thickness, length into breadth into thickness. And what is the mass per length is with notation as M. Acceleration due to gravity, that is G, divided by breadth into thickness. Right? Then other notations are T0 initial tension in the belt, T1 tension in tight side, T2 tension in slack side, Tc centrifugal tension, that is equal to mass per unit length into velocity square. Sometimes that also considers T by 3. T is nothing but maximum tension in the belt, that is nothing but T is equal to T1. Other symbols what we use, mu is nothing but coefficient of friction between belt and pulley. If data is not given, then go for F for the table, 21.4A. Theta S is the angle of contact for smaller pulley for open belt drive. Theta L is angle of contact for larger pulley. Then theta is angle of contact for cross belt drive. This is for open belt drive, this is for cross belt drive. Sigma 1 is allowable or safer stress on tight side. As you know, the stress is equal to force by area. Here force is nothing but tension by area. Area is nothing but B into T. Similarly, slack side stress is the formula. Then centrifugal stress also Tc by A. Then convert Tc is nothing but me square divided by area is B into T. Then substitute. Then in terms of express in the form of specific weight, that is Wv square by G, that you can obtain in the equation number 21.36. Yeah, factor of safety is nothing but failure stress by allowable stress. Assume the data is not given, assume factor of safety as 10. And some other formulas you should remember. What are those formulas? One is ratio of belt tension without considering the centrifugal tension. As you know, familiar with this equation, T1 by T2 is equal to e to the power of mu theta, that is 21.1. If you consider the centrifugal tension, what will be the ratio of belt tension? T1 minus Tc divided by T2 minus Tc, that is equal to e power of mu theta 21.4c. Then we know that our third formula, velocity ratio or speed ratio, is the speed of driver pulley to the speed of driven pulley, that is equal to diameter of driven pulley to the diameter of driver pulley. These are the notation, you should be familiar. Then you can go for design procedure. Yes, what is the design procedure here? First, step number 1, determine unknown diameters or unknown speed. How to determine here? As you know that for the given open bed drive or cross bed drive, that the smaller pulley and larger pulley, the dimensions or speeds is given. Now what are the other dimensions determined here? We know that the linear speed of the belt is equal to circumferential speed of the smaller pulley, circumferential speed of larger pulley. As you know, circumferential speed is general formula pi dn by 60, right? For smaller pulley and larger pulley. From this pi 60 get cancelled, we get d into n1 is equal to d into n2. Use this equation. If you consider thickness, just add thickness to the diameter. Okay. Now as you know, the diameter here of the larger pulley is capital D. When consider thickness of the mean thickness, you can say t by 2, that become t. Similarly for smaller pulley also. Second one, linear velocity of the belt, you represent as v. Then how do you know that? We know the same formula familiar here, same formula used. Then we determine v. We divide by 1000 because diameters are kept in considered as a millimeter. Step 3, centrifugal stress. How do you get centrifugal stress? Is W square by G. Here multiply 10 raised to 6 because you get here weight per unit volume, or velocities you get in meter per second, right? Convert into meter into millimeter, that will get 10 raised to power 6. That is equation number 21.3b. Now W is the specific weight of leather, that is 10 into 10 raised to power 6 minus 6 Newton per millimeter square for leather belt. G is 9.81 meter per second square, convert into millimeter per second square. V is the velocity in meter per second. If that values are not given, specific weight or is unable to determine this one, then you refer that table 21.3 to determine sigma c. Next you go for determine the capacity of the belt. Capacity of the belt, that is e to the power of mu theta. What is meant by capacity is nothing but due to frictional grip between the belt and the pulley and angle of contact, that gives amount of power is transmitted. If more frictional grip is there, more angle of contact between the belt and pulley, then it transmits more power. The velocity ratio is high. Not the velocity ratio is accurate, not high, accurate it is. Then calculate e to the power of mu theta l theta l and e to the power of mu s theta s. Means mu l mu s are nothing but coefficient of friction between larger pulley and the belt. Mu s is nothing but coefficient of friction between smaller pulley and the belt. And take the smaller value of as a capacity. If the coefficient of friction is same for both the pulleys, then find only e to the power of mu theta s, because it's a smaller value. Theta s is small, since it is smaller than e to the power of mu theta l. So then here mu already is given, or refer the table. Then how to calculate theta s and theta l? For open belt drive, use this equation 21.10, 21.10. Theta l is equal to pi plus 2 into sine inverse of capital D minus small d divided by 2c. Only this much are there in the data handbook. Just multiply only second term in this equation, pi by 180. Convert in degree into radian, but just change in the data handbook also. We take this value pi by 180. We get theta l in radian. Similarly for theta s also. For cross belt drive, theta s l is equal to theta s, that is called as theta only. This is a 21.10 c. Then step number 5, find k. K is equal to e to the power of mu theta minus 1 divided by e to the power of mu theta. Where you find this equation? Below the equation of 21.2d. Next you go for determine width of the belt, that is B, or we call it as A. Now how to determine? Directly we go for use the equation 21.6a. You refer this equation, directly you get the cross section of the belt. This is a direct equation. Then how do you get this equation? We know that what is the power transmitted per meter square of the belt. that is sigma 1 minus sigma c into k into v divided by 1000 in kilowatt per millimeter square, 21.48, the power transmitted per meter square of the belt. And as you know, the total power is equal to power transmitted per meter square belt into cross-sectional area. Then rearrange that equation. Area of the cross-section of the belt is equal to total power divided by power transmitted per meter square of the belt. Then from this you will get the area. From the area you know the B into T. If T is not given, assume 10 mm. Right? And then once you calculate the B value here, refer the table 21.8 for standard value of B. Next, step number 7, determine the length of belt. Length of belt is L. For open belt drive, length is equal to, this is the formula, is equation number 21.7. We see the center distance, diameter of larger pulley, small d, theta L and theta S in terms of this. For cross belt drive, this is the formula, use 21.8. Next, step number 8, the initial tension in the belt, that is T0, by according to C.G. Barth, has given the relation, that is 2 into square root of T0 plus square root of T1 plus square root of T2. That is equation number 21.2. Now, how do you get initial tension T0? As you see that initially when belt which is wrapped over the pulley, its initial tension is throughout the belt is constant, that is the T0 initial tension in the belt. Once it drives, once you rotate driver pulley, now on the lower side, once you rotate in the driver pulley clockwise, on the lower side tension is high, that is the tight side, on the upper side this is tension is called slack side. So what happens, initial tension is T0. When you start transmit the power, now on tight side tension is increases from T0 to T1, that is the tension increases in tight side. At the same time, what is the tension in the slack side? Tension in the slack side decreases from T0 to T2, decrease in tension in the slack side. Okay, incremental tension in the tight side is equal to increment decrease in the tension in the slack side. From that equation you can use, then you substitute, finally get this equation, that is 21.12, where always the initial tension in the belt is greater than tension in the slack side and less than tension in tight side. Remember this condition and verify when you go for design also. Now how do you calculate tension in tight side? As you know, the stress into area, force is equal to stress into area, same formula used here. Sigma here unknown is sigma 2. T if you want to determine, sigma 2 is unknown. Sigma 2 is obtained by using following relationship: sigma 1 minus sigma c divided by sigma 2 minus sigma c, that is equal to e to the power of mu theta. That is equation number 21.3a. Next, step number 9, power transmitted by belt drive. As you are already familiar with this formula, without considering that centrifugal tension in the belt, this is the formula we used. The power transmission in the belt, T1 minus T2 into V divided by 1000 in kilowatt per kilowatt. Suppose if you consider a centrifugal tension into account, then N is equal to T1 minus Tc into Kv divided by 1000. Now be familiar with the equation number 21.47. Remember this equation. Generally we use this equation by considering centrifugal tension. Right? If you neglect centrifugal tension, there is a modified equation of the first one. And consider what is the maximum power transmission condition. Centrifugal tension is always it is T by 3, where T is nothing but tension on tight side, or is a maximum tension. In velocity, V is equal to square root of T by 3m, maximum velocity. The maximum power transmitted in the belt drive, use this equation. If you know the mass per unit length, then use this one, or else we will go for use this equation only. N is equal to T1 minus Tc into Kv divided by 1000. And some other formulas you should remember. What is the other formulas? Total power transmitted is equal to power transmitted per meter square of area of the belt into area of cross section of the belt. Then second one, refer table 21.10 into page number 21.43. Ultimate tensile stress for leather belt, that is sigma 1 or sigma u. From that, if you use factor of safety, we will get the allowable stress, that is sigma 1. If load factor is given, then you go for use total power transmitted is equal to the power transmitted per meter square of area of the belt into cross section of the belt divided by load factor. So be familiar with this design procedure. Next class we'll solve some problem on this. Thank you for watching this video.